Good morning and welcome to the VSA Capital 5 Minute Morning Miner on Wednesday, April the 6th. It's the start of a new tax year. You need to get your ISAs in. Obviously, the first thing you're going to put into your ISAs is some mining stocks, are some mining stocks. And I think we'd have to say that today the one you should be buying is Tungsten West to start the new tax year off. Anyway, I just thought I'd drop that in. Morning, Ollie. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thanks. How are you doing?
Yeah, pretty good, pretty bouncy, as you can see. We're all go. Anyway, how would you like to kick off today?
Shall we give a quick overview on Tees Valley Lithium? They've just announced that we are their broker
and financial advisor.
Well, at the moment it's pretty much a sort of cash shell, but they are called Alchemy Capital, but they're the strategy is to develop a lithium refinery and processing plant in the UK within a free port in Middlesbrough, the Wilton Chemicals Park, and that will give Europe the much needed capacity that has for downstream processing. I mean, at the moment there's no way to process any lithium spodumene or intermediate products without sending it to China. So at the moment, VW, regardless of where they get their supply from, it has to go through China, and a lot of the projects that are currently planned to get into production in Europe would end up sending their concentrates to China and back, only to be used in cars produced here. So this is a key fault in the supply chain. So they're planning to fill that gap and reduce the carbon footprint and the logistics cost.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's a really exciting project. It's obviously quite early stage. It's being run by Paul Atherley, who obviously is well known elsewhere. Recently, obviously, Pensana Resources, where he's also building a rare earths capability in the UK, processing capability. And look, the government's going to have to get involved in this, and there's going to be a lot of money required. But potentially it is an absolutely key part of the energy transition revolution. And I mean, at the moment, you know, you could say, well, hang on a second, where is the ore going to come to feed the plant? Well, actually, there's quite a few places it could come. And, you know, without harping back on about Cornwall too much, clearly there's going to be lithium, quite a lot of lithium potentially coming out of Cornwall. Now, at the moment, I think both Cornish Lithium and British Lithium are hosting and building their own plant. If we do this as well, the UK does not need 3 plants. The secret to a process plant, really, for something like this is not necessarily the location, but is putting it in a place where you have got the cheapest facilities and where you can get the UK government grants and where you're not going to have a problem getting permits, etc., etc., etc. And that's why Tees Valley is so interesting. It's actually in the right place, and I think it will get government support. And so I wouldn't be at all surprised, even though at the moment down in Cornwall they think they're going to build their own plants. This one could end up actually taking the offtake. But we'll see. It's early days. We're pretty excited about it. So, yeah, there you go. That was one RNS this morning.
Otherwise, Afritin's 5-year strategy announcement. The stock's done extremely well so far this year, up 64% year to date. So they're producing tin from their mine in Namibia, the US mine. Currently, the capacity is about 850 tons per annum. They're looking to expand that to 2,800 tons per annum over the next few years, and add on the ability to produce 60,000 tons of lithium concentrate, which will need to be processed somewhere, and 45 tons per annum of tantalum. They've got 2 other exploration projects, one of which they reckon's a fast track tin and tungsten project. So there's a lot going on here, and a very strong growth pipeline. But I think when you look at the valuation of companies like this, I think the market cap in dollars is about 140 million. And if you compare that to, say, Cornish Metals, probably the other strongest tin exposure listed in London at the moment. The market caps aren't that dissimilar, yet Afritin already has production and has significant growth potential as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, tin's a very hot market at the moment. Your market cap's about right. It's about 110 million sterling Afritin. As you say, they do have production. But I mean, when we look at what's going on in Cornwall, we saw obviously, Cornish Tin crowdfunding at the value over 20 million. We did actually have Mark Thompson in our offices yesterday talking to us, didn't we, Ollie? And of course, he is the king of tin. He's involved in and knows every tin project around the world. And we are going to be IPOing his Godolphin Exploration, which will be another Cornish tin company. The nice thing about Cornish tin is that you don't come with all the geographical and political risks that you might have in Africa, which Afritin's got. But look, the whole tin space is hot. It's hot as hell, to be honest with you. Obviously, Mark just floated first tin. But, we think that Mark Thompson is a guy to follow. And he is the most knowledgeable person on the tin industry out there. He knows every asset. He knows what's good, what isn't good. And so I'm quite happy backing him.
And then I guess the other news out there is from Hummingbird, short update on their Guinea gold project, which is, looks set on track to be first gold pour in Q2 2023. And what's positive in the current environment is it looks like they've got quite a few of the long lead items already ordered and contracts locked in, so you would hope that the capex can't blow out too much from where it is at the moment. I think just over $100 million that'll get them 100,000 ounces plus for the next few years at a unit cost of below $1,000 on their projections. So an important kicker for their growth story, but good to see that things are on track.
We also actually had, I don't know if you saw it, Savannah Resources finals today. I mean, it's interesting because it's a European lithium project. But I don't think the results themselves are particularly interesting reading because it's not in production or anything. They did at the end of the last year have 30 million of cash, so they're reasonably well funded at the moment. But yeah, worth mentioning that they were out today.
Cool.
Okay, I think that's probably about it today. A bit of lively stuff there, and we'll speak again tomorrow. Thanks.
Yeah, speak then. Cheers.